Hello everybody, my name is Gongo Mindset and welcome to my Pokemon Sun and Moon anime reviews. Today guys, we'll be tackling episode 108 and Top of Phoenix Mist. And guys, those are things I want to get out of the way right now. First off, I'm only going to have this image of Mallow. This is all I'm going to show for the duration of the review. And yeah, you guys may notice there was no music playing in the background right now. Normally I would have music playing in the background while I talk, but this episode needs to be dealt with a more serious matter. Also, I am not gonna do my usual plot summaries, what went down in the episode, and then give you guys my opinion on the episode, mostly because that will be spoiler heavy, and I want you guys to go watch this episode. Because this episode really hit hard for many people and opened many doors to people's opinions towards this character named Mallow. So what I'm going to do in this review, I'm going to be talking in my history of Mallow, how I viewed her from the beginning, and how I view her right now, where she is in Sun and Moon. So without further ado, let's begin. When Sun and Moon first begun, I was one of the many people who disliked Sun and Moon because we were leaving the shonen action-packed series for a more comedic route for the Pokemon franchise. So I dealt with it for many times, and then when the episodes came out, I gave Sun and Moon some chances, and they did pretty decently with main some of the characters. Some of the characters we knew were going to get major plots, such as Lily and Ash, obviously, and some of them were already good right off the bat, like Kiawe. And then later on, Lana gained her stuff, which I really like. And then even Soft Piece to some degree gained somewhat of a fandom towards me, at least, when we saw his episodes. But all was acceptance for Mallow. When Sun and Moon begun, I did not like Mallow. I did not like her character. I did not like what she gave towards the crew, or what she gave to the series, because all I viewed Mallow was this: she's cute, she's likes to cook. What else though? That is the same thing I kept saying to myself whenever I watched some episode, the Sun and Moon. Why should I be invested in this character who has not proven to give me any reason to care? And then her Bounsweet evolves into Steamy, which I question why the out of the sun in evolution. For one, Bounsweet we have not seen Bounsweet battle or gain any development whatsoever. So I question, why did it evolve this soon in the Sun and Moon anime? So later on episodes, the other crew will gain more episodes, such as Lana getting her Z-Ring and taking on Totem Wishy-Washy, Kiawe catching his Milwaukee, Lily learning how to touch Pikachu and later on learning how to touch other Pokemon, Sophocles obtaining his Charge-Bug. All of them were gaining development, along with Ash, who up to the Color arc has already obtained up to 4 Pokemon, which is Pikachu, Rowlet, Litten, and Rockruff at that point. The only character that has been behind from beginning of the Color arc was Mallow, and many people will say like the Laurentis trial was technically Mallow's, but it wasn't. Mallow was just there for support for Ash and nothing more. If anything, this was following in the games because Mallow does follow you when you take on your trials in the Lush Jungle. So later on, we get to the famous Oranguru episode, aka the episode where I get drunk, where we learn a little bit more about Mallow, about what she does and what she was upset about in the episode. In the episode of the Oranguru episode, she was mad at her father for not praising her or giving her like the attention she deserves because she does almost everything in the restaurant and at home. And once she states that, I question this. What about your mom though? That's the first time and only time I question, where's your mom? Or second time, because because in the open house episode when Ash's mom came to Alola for the parent-teacher visit, Mallow stated this line that her parents were busy working at the shop, and I figured, oh, her parents are still together. This is gonna be a matter of time until we see her murder. So, with that said, after the Oranguru episode, I started to get more a little invested into Mallow's character. Excuse me. But yeah, I was getting invested into Mallow's character. After the Oranguru episode. So afterwards, we fast forward after the BSness that was known as the Galeo arc. What's arc, I remind you? And then we get to the drama episode with Mallow and Lily. Once we get to that drama episode, we learn a little bit more about their relationship, that they known each other for a long time, and at that point in time, I started to get more and more invested into Mallow's character. Granted, she was still in terms of my least favorite characters, mostly because the others have already done iconic things to surpass Mallow. Like, for example, Lana learned how to use the Water Z, Kiawe now has had a little Marowak, and Lily finally got over her big phobia of touching Pokemon, and Ash got dust from Lycanroc at this point. So, after that, we fast forward to many episodes later on, into the episode where Bounsweet evolves into Salina. When Bounsweet evolves into Salina, it was a glimmer of hope for Mallow's character. Because at that point in time, Mallow's character has finally gained the strength she needed to be a proper Ultra Guardian. And rewinding back to the episode when Olu came and visited the restaurant and Alola in general, we learn a little bit more about Mallow's storyline with her brother, basically how their relationship is good, and how Olu, when he saw Steenie, he knew that was the same bounce rate she had long ago. Many people assume that Olu was actually the one who caught the bounce rate for Mallow long ago. But once you watch this episode, you'll learn what went down. So later on in the episodes, in the after when Serena evolved, things took some interesting routes in terms of Mallow's character. What I mean by that is by the Pony arc, we got scans revealing what went down with Mallow and her mother. And because of all this, when this episode appeared, many people's opinions on Mallow shifted 100 degrees or 110 degrees from hating her to now praising her. And I can fully say that out of the Alola crew, Mallow is my second favorite character. Originally, my favorite cast of the Alola crew, that's not Ash, that was in the main cast, was the following from before this episode premiere: Lana, Lily, Kiawe, and Sophocles, and Mallow. Mallow, in this episode, jumped from my least favorite now up to my second favorite. And it's all because of this episode and all the foreshadowing they gave us towards this episode. Once you watch this episode, I do recommend watching the past episodes so you can see some little details of what Mallow went through. Like, for example, there was in the sleepover episode, she was praising Professor Burnett for knowing how to cook. And the reason because of that is because, well, you need to watch the episode to understand why. Or basically, like, she praises Brunette on, like, how well she is. And then later on in the episode, well, the school, and the open house episode, where Lana's mother picked up Harper and Sarah, we see Mallow blushing. Now, I just took that as like a little embarrassing moment, but now looking at this episode, and looking back at that episode, there were some signs. So, is this a good episode for Mallow? Yes and no. Yes, because it shows how much she went through. It shows how much she has grown from a character. But the reason I say no is because many people were not paying attention towards Mallow. And the reason I say that is because many people pretty much dropped off the anime, and once you watch this episode, you're not gonna know what went down with Mallow. You won't know the little details that you never noticed. Some of the fillers are now relevant to the plot now. So that's why I say this episode is good if you watch Sun and Moon from the beginning, but bad if you're jumping right into it right now. Like for me, I stayed in Sun and Moon since the beginning. Last year I was actually gonna stop watching anime, but after giving some time with the Ultra Guardian stuff, I decided to stay to watch that, and then the series picked up from there on. So overall, this episode has changed many people's opinions towards Mallow. It changes how we view her. She came from the how I viewed her, from this you're cute, you know how to cook, you're nice. What else are you know? To now one of the most tragic backstory characters in the Sun Moon series. And for that, I congratulate you, Sun and Moon. You've actually proven me wrong, to be honest, because every time I kept saying you couldn't take a moment serious. Yes, that Stellan episode, but that was the only time. And then with Lily, but here you tackled something that even X and Y didn't even tackle. So for that, I'll give you max and props for that. You've actually been X, Y, and XYZ in terms of what they did. X, Y, and XYZ did some risky things, but Sun and Moon has taken that step to the next level by doing stuff they did in this episode. And for that, I praise you, Sun and Moon. In terms of your where you are on my listings, you might be number 4 in my top 5 favorite Pokemon anime series. So with that said, next episode, guys, will be the grand trial of Ash vs. Haku. So with that said, I'll see you guys in that review. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time.